Yo, what it do, brothers? You are now tuned in All That R.A.R.A. with your Hebrew brother, Milo Judah. What it do, man? What's poppin'? So, brothers, this episode of All That R.A.R.A., we will be focusing on the sister Love Dorsey and some statements that she made on the brother Anton Daniels Show. You brothers go check Anton Daniels out. He's pretty astute. I rock with the brother, I can't even lie. But anyway, the brother had some younger family members working for him on his show while he had Love Dorsey on the show. And he asked Love Dorsey for some advice for the younger brothers, right? And Love Dorsey went into what she believed would be beneficial advice for the young man. And I wanted to give my real and rare analysis on her statements because she definitely made some good points. And it's for the younger brothers. The younger brothers need to pay attention. The younger brothers need to be attentive, especially when they're dealing with women or young girls, because that's the time of their life where they tend to make mistakes. And the mistakes happen to always, I'm not going to say always, but the mistakes tend to be with the woman, whether they get the woman pregnant too early or they've only been raised around women, so they only think emotional. Therefore, when the woman says something to them that they don't like, they put their hands on the woman. And next thing you know, they have a domestic violence case on them or whatever the case may be, right? So, we just, like I stated, we're going to analyze what the sister says and give our real and rare analysis. So let's get it.
What's the oldest amongst y'all? 19, 18, 19, 21, 22. If you had to give them advice with regard to women, just general advice, what would you say to them?
Experience us. Multiple, like date. Do not get caught up on one. Because the first thing you got to do, and you said it earlier, is learn women.
The very first tidbit of advice that she had was to experience multiple women, therefore you can learn the woman. Right now, brothers, what do I always say? It will behoove you to learn the nature of the woman. Right, therefore you can know how to operate with the woman. You can understand when a negative situation happens, she's probably not going to respond too well. Right, she may allow it to overwhelm her and take over her day. When she disagrees with something that you say or something that you do, she may say something slick, or she may just not acknowledge what you said or acknowledge what you did in a form of disrespect, right? She may sarcastically say something, right? So it's just on you to understand the nature of the woman and how to move with the woman, right? She may use her emotions as a tactic to get one up on you. When it's time to address something real, something that you know is going on, something that you have proof of, she may tell you how she feels in order to move the goalposts of the conversation, right? And it's on you to know that you cannot allow her to do that, that this is the conversation that we're having. If we're talking about hot dogs, I don't want to talk about sausages because we're talking about hot dogs. But that's something that women will do, right? So it's on you to understand them, experience multiple women. And what you will see is the nature of the woman is the same. The characteristics may be different, but the nature is the same.
Women, meaning us as a group, not one woman. When you're young like that, you're focused on learning one girl. You need to learn women in general. And you need that experience as a young man in order to value one woman when you get older.
Yeah.
Agreed. But I will say a young man's focus shouldn't be getting to know or getting to understand women. A young man's focus should be getting to know and understand himself first and foremost, and what he likes, what he wants to do with his life, how he wants to achieve his goals, and of course his number one focus should be his relationship with the Most High. But to piggyback off of what she said, yes, as a young man, when you're about 18, 19, 20, 21, you do need to experience multiple women, because whoever you're dealing with at that time more than likely that relationship is not going to work out. And it's going to be because you're going to grow as a young man. And what you're going to see is most of these young women, they're stuck in comparison with other young women on social media. And the things that you are trying to achieve, more than likely, she's still going to be trying to win the public opinion and win the public's validity on social media, right? And you're just going to grow past that. And of course, there's going to be other situations, little arguments that you have about character and morals. That's if you're starting to become a young man of character and morals yourself, then you're just going to start to try to correct certain things in your woman, and she's not going to go for it, right? So as a young man, 9 times out of 10, that's not going to work, and you do need to experience multiple, like I said, just so you can understand the nature of the woman. Therefore, when you do get older, or, when you feel as if you're ready to settle down, you'll know exactly what you are looking for. You'll know exactly what you want. You'll know what boundaries to set. And of course, you're going to make the woman abide by those boundaries. And if she doesn't, she can get to stepping. And the thing is, this society teaches teenagers, young men and men to go against their natural nature, which is being a man that's interested in multiple women and being a man that's going to pursue multiple women. Right, not all, but most. And even still, it's in a man's nature. He's going to look like, man, I remember this one time, man, I was about 14 years old playing Pop Warner football, and my head coach, he was married. His wife just recently passed away, but man, one time, coach was looking at this woman, and everybody on the team was like, "Oh, coach, you know your wife don't play that." And coach said, "Hey, man, I'm married, I'm not blind." Right, so, it's just in a man's nature. But the point is, the society teaches men to go against that. And when you're trying to suppress that, knowing that you're not a one-woman man, the thing you're going to do is, for the most part, you're going to sit there and try to be a one-woman man and tell your woman that, hey, no, I only want you. But what you're doing is lying to her, right? And that's going to make her lose respect for you. It's going to make her see you as a liar. It's also going to make her see you as scared of her, because it's coming off like you're scared of her reaction. You're scared of her response, right? So, brothers, you need to be truthful about what you're interested in. But at the same time, as a young man, you don't need to be focused on one woman. And when I say you should experience multiple women, I'm not saying to dog these women out. You have to be truthful. Give them the option to choose if they want to deal with you or not. And what you brothers will start to see is, the more you're honest, the more respect you'll get. Of course, you're going to have women that reject what you're saying, right? Hey, I'm not a one-woman man. Okay, well, no, I don't want to deal with that. But you'll also have a lot who really don't care about that shit. They really don't care. It's not really until they want to make things official with you, and that, that jealousy and that being territorial, those characteristics start to kick in. That's when the woman wants you to be monogamous. But prior to that, man, you'll see that you're dealing with multiple women. They don't care about that. So, brothers, just be honest.
You won't, when you don't have that space of like knowing the value in monogamy or setting certain relationships up where there's a clear understanding of what we're doing. You don't have that. The other thing is, if I'm just gonna be blunt, look the fuck around. The music teaches young women. We're not talking about a well put together mental woman like me. I'm saying just the average female in that same age category. The music says, fuck these niggas. Get all you can get out of them. You the table. That nigga ain't shit if he ain't doing nothing for you. What the fuck can he buy you? Bitch, is he paying for something? He better pay for you and your friends. If he can't, he a fuck nigga. Girl, fuck that nigga. And if he don't do right, fuck his friend. The music is saying it's over and over and over and over.
Man, it's so funny listening to Love Dorsey talk, because when she talks and starts to articulate herself, with all the profanity that she uses, you would think like, damn, maybe she's a chameleon. But nah, there's been an image for a while. But in regards to what she's saying, as far as, the music with these young women, brothers, I'll just tell you this. If you're dealing with a young woman and she's listening to Cardi B or City Girls or Megan the Male Horse or who else, Glorilla or Ice Spice or whoever out nowadays, Sexy Red, man, listen. You brothers have to ask these women the tough questions. You have to ask these women, what do they believe in? What are their views on treating a man well? What are their views on being submissive to a man, listening to a man, respecting a man? Because in some aspects, music is just music. It's just entertainment. But in a ton, I think I'm okay with saying in most aspects in today's society, most of these women, they believe the lyrics that they are listening to, right? So in a nutshell, what I'm saying is most women are living out these lyrics, but you do have a small percentage of women who just listen to the music, but that's not who they are. And they actually do believe in being good to a man. But yes, this music is very toxic, and this music is definitely rubbing off on the modern day woman. Therefore, you brothers have to be very careful. Ask those tough questions, and shit, if she's really into you, tell her stop listening to that shit and see what she does.
And every female artist popping is saying that. Every one of them. Yeah. You can't name me one that's popping right now just in urban hip hop that is not sending the message, niggas is not valuable. Fuck them. Get what you can get out of them. Bitch, I'm in Miami. I'm looking for my baby a new pappy. What's up?
Well, that's the agenda that's being pushed, especially on the so-called black woman, the so-called black young woman, and the so-called black teenage girl. So, brothers, you have to protect your daughters from that type of music. You have to protect your daughters from those type of individuals, right? And it's going to come off, as being controlling. It's going to come off as being super strict, but whatever. It is what it is when it comes to shit like that, man, because at the end of the day, that's your child, and you are going to be judged by your child. You can read that in the scriptures. And with this feminist movement being pushed, and with this mother goddess movement being pushed on the masses, nothing is being shamed that the woman does. So she can be as loud and obnoxious as she wants to be. No one is going to shame her. But when she's in her early 30s, mid-30s, early 40s, she's going to be shamed because her past is going to be shameful. No one is going to take her serious. Now, of course, you do have the women who get lucky and they find a simp, But when you look around and you see all of these older women who are complaining about there aren't good men, and then you do some research, you look at their stats. You look at their stats, they got, 3 kids, 3 baby daddies, right? A slew of bodies. Stats off the chart. Stat sheet stuffer. Nah, but, when you get to looking at their history, man, you can see why they are in the positions that they are in as an older woman. So the society doesn't shame them, but when they get older, they will be shamed by their past life. And you don't want that to be your daughter, brothers. So that's why we have to be there for our daughters. We have to choose a good woman to procreate with. Therefore, we can be in our children's lives daily, and we can leave our imprint on our children daily and raise them to be good women. Therefore, they can be good wives to their husband.
This is what we're being programmed. So, and you can't ignore that.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of one individual girl, you cannot ignore that the culture right now that's being fed to young girls is this. So I don't give a damn how much I kiss on you, love on this girl, be on FaceTime with her, take her on dates. You have to be honest that outside of me, she's being told otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. Brothers, I'll just add this. For the brothers who are in great relationships, you should always imagine what it would be like if that woman who loved you woke up one day and hated you. woke up one day and despised you, right? Even if it never happens, you just have to be prepared for if it does happen, right? Because that's the society that we are in. You see it in divorce court. You see it all on social media. You see it all on YouTube with these women leaving their husbands over something that was very minor in the grand scheme of things. So therefore, you have to vet the woman, be patient with her. Of course, treat her with respect, treat her well, you know. But at the same time, be vigilant and be careful, because the society that we are in, it is definitely pushing women toward the mother goddess aspect and being a feminist and showing no respect toward men and showing no respect toward masculinity, right? But with all that being said, I do agree with the things that the sister Love Dorsey had to say. And that's the real and rare analysis on this one. Yo.